I'm waiting for the homie to join live. Yo,
You can hear me?
yeah, I hear you.
All right, cool. What you in the car, nigga?
Yeah, man. I'm in the car, man. Kids too loud in the damn house, man.
Nigga, I'm in the bathroom. I'm sitting in the bathroom and shit. I ain't gonna hold you. I
Hey,
got my
yo,
sister watching my daughter out in the living room real fast.
yeah, man. I'm like, yeah, it's too much going on in the crib right now. But what's
Yeah.
good, man?
Shit, man. Fucking killing them on roulette yesterday.
Oh, you hitting that casino up?
Man, I ain't gambled in a while, but my system on roulette is crazy, bro. Me and my girl beat them in
Mm.
the head every time we go. I was in there teaching class. I was in that bitch teaching class yesterday.
What casino?
Rivers.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah,
Walked
the
in there,
old
walked in there,
Sugar House joint.
walked in there with 300, walked out with 1,500 profit.
Oh man, it's good money right there.
I
That's
do
good
that
money
every
right
time
there.
I go there. Every time I go there, I do it. I talk
That's
some
good money.
Indian dude. I talk some Indian dude into putting $100 down on 17. He hit for 3,500. The whole table followed me and hit. I told my sister, I said, me and my girl was laughing because the pit boss was in there rubbing his temples because he couldn't believe everybody hitting so
Damn.
much money. We literally hit them for a couple $1,000s on one run.
Mm. Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, but this Kyle Rittenhouse thing, man, we gotta discuss this. Well, we already shooting right now, right? You gotta edit anyway. Damn, you froze up.
Bits and pieces.
What'd you say?
Yo, I said you gotta get me up to date because I'm kind of out of the loop. I only been hearing bits and pieces about it.
It's a whole thing. They got him on the stand crying and all this goofy shit, and Then they got the one lawyer was talking about he don't want no more black pastors in the courtroom. He was talking about how they had Al Sharpton, and then they was going to pull. Damn, you going in and out, bro. You see me the whole
Yeah, I hear
time?
you.
Yeah, they was talking about how they had Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson was in there the one day and all that kind of shit. And then you had the judge who his phone rang and it was like the whole Trump supporter anthem John came on and shit during the trial, all this goofy shit. Like, and you know, a lot of people speculating like he crying on the stand and shit, he gonna get off anyway. Then it's the whole thing. People like, why they not charging his mom because she drove this 17-year-old boy out there with a fucking AR-15 that he was illegally wielding and killed 2 people and wounded 1. Like, what the fuck? Why is she not on the stand with him getting charged? It's
That's an interesting
crazy.
point.
Yup. But it's a lot. So people, you know, motherfuckers, is he gonna get off? He gonna get slapped on the wrist? And then they got the National Guard on standby out there because they like basically if he get off, they expecting another riot. That's why I'm like, we need to talk about this.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I definitely think something is going to happen in this country. I don't know when, but I definitely think something's going to happen that's going to cause another riot, kind of like on the level of the George Floyd shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when they was doing what they were doing in Philly, and they was running into businesses and looting and stealing and all of that stuff. Like I definitely think we can ready to see a part 2 of that. But I don't know what the situation gonna be. I don't know if there's gonna be another uh social injustice. I don't know if it's going to be a law getting passed. I don't know if it's going to be a situation like this where somebody gets off when they clearly shouldn't. But I definitely see that. I would say within the next 6 months, I think we're going to have one of them type situations, man.
But you know what my problem is? I'm all for peaceful protests. I get it. You trying to say something, but when are we as a people going to change the dynamic of how we do things? Like, and I'm saying this, you know, I know we building a voice right now, and I ain't saying this to incite a riot or anything like that, but sometimes people got to change the way they think. So for years, we've been sitting here protesting, peaceful protests, violent protests, whatever, people burning down their own houses, burning stores. I think what it is if you want to make it a violent, we need violent protests. Sad to say, but not against where we killing people or beating people up. Why burn your own house? Go burn down the courthouses, burn down the fucking police stations. If they don't want to listen, make them listen. Let them know like there's consequences. So when it comes to these situations, they know they have no choice. We got to give this nigga something, unless we can, without a shadow of a doubt, prove that he was in the right, which everybody in America knows he wasn't right. So it's like we got to give him something. He has to get something. We got like basically on the level of like, look, try him fair or it's going to be consequences, nigga. You ain't gonna have a courthouse to try nobody in.
Yeah.
We gonna take your livelihood from you. You ain't gonna be nowhere for the judge to sit. Y'all gonna be trying this motherfucker outside. Like plain and simple. Police don't want to do their job. They want to hang people. I mean, they want to sit there and shoot innocent black men and don't want to be accounted for. Fuck that. We gonna show up and show out every time. Burning our own neighborhood don't mean it's the mentality of why are they going to change something? It's like I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do what I want to do. All they gonna do is go burn their own fucking house, and I'm gonna go home to my mansion and chill. You get what I'm saying? I'm still coming to work tomorrow, and I'm gonna go try another nigga. You get what I'm saying? It's like
I
you
do
gotta
agree.
do
I
stuff that's
do agree
gonna
with
hit
that.
home.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think that when people riot and loot and tear down their own communities, I think that that's stupid. I do think that, you know,
You're tearing
But
down a community that they don't give a fuck about anyway. So all
pretty
you're doing
much.
is doing them a favor because you're bringing the property value down and everything. And then they turn around and then when they're ready to gentrify, the shit is so inexpensive, they coming in and buying it up and then kicking you out. So you need
Mm-hmm.
to build up your community, and every time they do some fuck shit, go burn their shit down and bring their value down. And while we
Mm-hmm.
build the money in our community, turn around and start buying up the cheap shit in their community that's already pretty much gentrified.
Mm-hmm.
Change the whole fucking dynamic. When y'all houses don't cost shit, y'all got bandos in y'all neighborhoods. We gonna come buy those up. You already got the shop rights and the Whole Foods and stuff in y'all neighborhood. So our shit's our
Mm-hmm.
value will go up just because we put the value in that cheap ass house that we fucked up initially.
Mm-hmm. So
Shit
how
just
much
got
time you
changed.
think he should get? How much time you think he should get?
I mean, you gotta look at it like this. I don't know the laws in that state, but he should at least get, yeah, I mean, you got to figure he murdered two people in cold blood, no matter how you chop it, with an illegal weapon. So you talk about most states, you got to figure just for having an illegal weapon, federal, that's like 5 years. Then you
Mm-hmm.
gotta realize for every bullet that you have can be additional time. Then you talking about the
Mm-hmm.
murder charge. So if you talking, they give him, let's say they give him manslaughter. Manslaughter can carry as low as 5 years. So you talking about two bodies, that's another 10. You talking about 15 plus right there alone. But if you want to sit there and you can prove that he thought it out and planned it out, which most times in most murder trials, when you sit there and you plan something out like that, that's, I believe that's first degree, because you had the initiative to not only pick that weapon up, you drove across state lines, meaning you had time to think about what you were going to do before you got out there, or an idea of what you were capable of doing. Then you got out there and proceeded to do it, and two innocent people got murdered, and you I forgot the third person you assaulted, because you didn't kill them, but you wounded that person. So you're talking about
Mm-hmm.
two cases of first degree murder, assault. Then you're talking about an illegal weapons charge plus the bullets. Nigga, you talking about a good 30 joints. Easy. A good 30. You got to think, let's take into account, and we're going to take color out of it. Because, I mean, it's easy to say, okay, if he was black, this is now, I'll take a case that was in New Jersey, a case in New Jersey with a white man that killed a black woman. And I'm gonna say this, and I feel comfortable saying that a lot of people in South Jersey, especially, or a lot of people in Jersey, period, know about this case. And a friend of mine is connected to this case. I'll say the Erica Crippen case, respectfully, and no disrespect to anybody connected or related to this young lady. When that case
Mm-hmm.
happened, I believe her husband's name was Kyle. As a matter of fact, also coincidentally, I
You're not
think
wrong
he
with
got
me.
like 30 something years.
Mm-hmm.
He got like 30, I think it was 30, 35 years he got. He not only murdered his wife, he went to his mom's house to try to cover it up, buried the body, I believe it was in Maryland. You get what I'm saying? But they looked and took it to the equation. The time he took to try to cover it up, think about it, the time he took to hide the body, that makes it like a first degree charge almost. So
Yeah.
this boy pretty much, let's compare notes. He pretty much committed a first degree murder two times over, and went as far as, and then he went to a bar to celebrate, which shows you had no remorse for what you did, and hanging out with people and smiling and taking pictures and shit about it. And your mom helped you. They tried to convict, in that other case, the boy's mom, because he went there and she supposedly was supposed to try to help cover it up.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like he should get, if not that, close to that. And I say that would depending on the states. Like, this is New Jersey I'm talking about. We're talking about a whole nother state. So I'd say if he at least got 35, I think people could live with that. You got to figure what they gave the officer to kill George Floyd, another white man that killed somebody. One
Mm-hmm.
person. We're talking about one person in these other cases each time. He got a nice number. That was okay to people, it was like, it's fair, it's reasonable. We can live with it. It wasn't necessarily fair, but it was something we could live with to an extent. This
Mm-hmm.
boy killed two people and
Mm-hmm.
wounded another. So
Mm-hmm.
I say at least 35. And I
Mm-hmm.
think he should do it in state prison instead of federal, because anybody that knows, federal prison is more of a day camp in some instances compared to a state prison. You
Yeah,
got better food, you got access to, workouts, gyms, and
yeah,
sometimes
but when
you
you
got a little
gotta
more
do
freedom.
but when you gotta do the Fed time, you usually gotta do the whole time. Like there ain't no early release on Fed time
Yes.
though.
Yes, that's the only difference. So I mean, yeah, you could argue, okay, I'd rather them do it federal. And federal will seem right. I mean, state usually handles murder charges, but
Mm,
I would say the fact of him crossing state lines with an illegal weapon,
mm,
feds should actually pick that up because typically when you do any criminal crime, any crime period where you cross a state line, feds pick it up. That's like if you cross state lines with drugs, they can
mm,
automatically give you 2025 just for crossing state lines with drugs. Even if you ain't served nobody, if you get caught with a half a bird crossing the state line, they can give you 20 Fed time easy.
mm,
So why should guns that is actually regulated by the federal government not alone giving him time because he crossed, and I think it was multiple state lines with an illegal gun. The only thing he would have in his corner is the fact that he's a minor. But then it's the
mm,
factor of now you got to charge his mom because it's like, was he influenced by his parent? Because most kids are influenced by their parents' rhetoric. Most
mm,
racial kids, they don't, no child is born racist. So you got to figure any hate that he has learned is usually from the parents, probably. So his
mm,
mom drove him across state lines with the gun. You the adult. Why the fuck you ain't
mm,
had a gun? You give it to your son?
mm, mm.
Think about that shit. Would you give your child, male or female, a gun and say, "Hey, we gonna drive across these state lines and we gonna go handle some shit and check some people"? Y'all ain't the
Mm,
police.
mm.
Like, what's your thoughts on that one? I would like to hear it because that sounds crazy. But I say at least 35. That's me.
I mean, killing two people, injuring the third, state lines. I mean, they might jam him up for. He might get hit for every state that he crossed. You know what
That
I'm
too.
saying?
That
Um,
too. I say for he's wherever he killed them in the assault, he should get charged for those plus the weapon there. And every state line that he crossed with the gun, he should get a gun charge, and he should have to go to trial for the illegal gun in every one of those states included. And they should just rack him up. They should rack him up. They should get, even if I would be happy if they gave him at least the minimum for every single charge and ran it concurrent because no matter what, it should still come up to 30, 35.
mm.
Because you got to figure, like I said, manslaughter, even if they didn't give him first degree, manslaughter, depending on state, most states is at least about 5. So you talking about that's 10 right there. Assault alone can get you 5. An illegal weapon can get you 5. But then you got to factor in the bullets, which this nigga had an AR. So you talking about he probably had a banana clip.
But then I guess it also depends on if it's going to depend on how many charges, how many counts, and then how many different states they hitting with. You see what I'm saying? Because if you got
Mm-hmm.
2, 3 different states, and you got let's just say he got 5 counts. You know what I'm saying? All together, like he has
And
the
they'll probably
murder.
run it concurrent.
Yeah, they probably running concurrent, so they're gonna most likely give him one number. So yeah, like you saying 30, 35, like yeah, um, that makes sense. But then it also depends on those states. You know what I'm saying? If one of those states has the death penalty or doesn't have the death penalty, you see what I'm saying? Like
But see,
how
that's
is
the thing. The death penalty would only come into play depending on the state that he caught the bodies. Because it's
mm,
not like he killed somebody in every state.
yeah.
So every state that he crossed the state line, he should get a gun charge. The gun charge, he should be on trial for a gun charge
But if
carrying
he
a gun across
but
them
wait a
states.
minute. But if he kills somebody in one state and dump the body in another state, I don't know. That could be a technicality there. You know what I'm saying? Because if they found if he killed them in one state and then they found the body in another state, like I would think that they would be able to hit him with two different, you know what I'm saying, Jones in that particular
That's the
situation.
thing. I think he killed those 2 people and shot the other individual. It was at a protest. It was all in one place.
Okay.
Like he literally jumped out the car and was out there on some Zimmerman shit trying to regulate like he was the fucking guard, the National Guard.
Oh, hold on. It was that dude. All right. So this is the guy. I'm like,
Yeah,
all right, that guy. Okay, I know you talking about that. Yeah, that
yeah, the young white
situation.
boy, Kyle
Yeah, that's
Rittenhouse,
yeah. That. Well, see, how old was he when it happened?
17.
So so now it's like, all right, like,
And the legal age to carry a firearm in his state was 18.
oh yeah, so he's in trouble there. But then they most likely with the time pass, I'm pretty sure he should be 18 now. So they're gonna 9 times out
It
of
don't
10
it
charge
don't
him as an
matter
adult.
about what age he is now. It's the age that he was when he committed the crime.
Yeah, but they gonna find ways around that. They're gonna try to charge him as an adult. They're not
They're
gonna
gonna
they're not
have
gonna
to
give him.
charge him as an adult.
Yeah, they're going to have to charge him as an adult. Like they're not gonna sit
The
there and
only
let
way
him
he could
let,
do,
let him
only
off the
way
hook with
he
that.
could, the only way he could cut a deal. The trick about the court system is they can only break into them mandatory minimums and go below. They can't go below a
Mm,
mandatory minimum. That's how the system is supposed to work. So let's say a
mm,
charge, you're supposed to get 5 years for it. It's the mandatory minimum they can give you if they're trying to be lenient.
mm,
They can't go below
mm,
that. The only
mm,
way that they can go below the mandatory minimums, that secret key to that door is if you snitch.
mm,
In this scenario, the only person he could snitch on is his mother. He would have to throw his mom under the bus and say, in some instance, like she made him do it or she
mm.
talked him
Listen,
into it. And
they,
then
they,
it's
they, it,
clear proof she drove him out there, and then they would probably
mm,
cut him a deal.
she probably would be accomplice,
But
or
that's what I'm
accessory.
saying.
You know what I'm saying? But
If he
it
throws her
might
under the
take some.
bus,
It might take some pressure off of him, but he's still gonna have to do the bulk of the time because he's the one that committed the murders. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. But that would be the only way to take that possible 30, 35 type shit down to maybe like, oh, he only got to do 15 in this all state.
I wouldn't be trying to hear that though. I wouldn't be trying to hear him only getting 15. Like, I think honestly, I mean, you killed two people and
And assaulted enough.
you injured insulted a number. Like, here's the thing, and this is where the double standard and messed up thing can be. You have a dude like the young bull with the Oakland Raiders who got the DUI and he killed somebody and was under the influence and had a weapon in his car and was going 156 miles an hour, right? And I'm not
Yeah,
saying one
I heard about that
one
one.
is better, and they talking about he's facing 55 to 65 years, and here it is in another situation. You talking about a young white guy killed two people and injured a third with a firearm, and he wasn't of legal age to conceal that weapon, and his mom dropped him off. I think him and his mom should sit up there in due time. I think combined it should be about 75 years.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I
it
think
should
I think
definitely
I
be
think I
high.
think I think I think he should get at least 50. And I think his mom should get 25 for being
They
accessory. She
can
knew what was
smoke
going
his
on.
mom. They can smoke his mom just off the fact of her driving him and
Hmm.
having knowledge of what he could possibly do with that
Hmm.
weapon and him having that weapon and knowing he had it. That's conspiracy.
Yeah, I
That's
would say,
conspiracy.
yeah,
People
yeah, yeah,
people conspiracy is partially just having knowledge.
yeah. I would, I
You
would
could
say,
just know.
I would say the mom should get 15 to 25, and I think he shouldn't get nothing under 50.
Yeah,
Like, that's what I think. I think the mom should get 15 to 25, and I think she get 15. I think she should get 15 to 25, and I think that with I would say she would have to do 15 to 25 by the time she does 18, then she could look at the possibility of parole. I think with him, I don't think he should get no parole. I don't think it should be none of that. I think it should be at least a mandatory 50. You know what I'm saying, for him. And 9 times out of 10, I mean, if he's able to make it, if they allow it that way, he do 50 years. He's 18. He'd be about 68, almost 70 by the time that he's there and come home. But I mean, because you got race being factored into it, maybe he
and
should never
that's
see
the
the light of
problem.
day.
Everybody's watching.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he should probably never see the light of day. Like, the rest of his days should be behind bars.
And
So
this
I
is
don't know.
where people saying if he was black, it wouldn't. They would have smoked him. Because the
Yeah,
reality of it is everybody's big question is we know what happened. Why are we going through cases where we know what's going on? We know all the facts, and they're like, "Oh, well, you don't know the facts of the trial." It's like, bro, people seen video, people know what's going on. Why are we have to? This is open and shut. If they catch a black man on camera accidentally shoot a gun in the air, nigga, that's illegal discharge of a firearm in city limits. They could smoke you and give you 5 to 10 for that.
Yeah.
Like, come on, without even hitting nobody. That's just period.
That's what I think.
It's not like he had a handgun, my nigga. You had an assault rifle.
Yeah.
A fucking assault rifle.
That definitely makes a difference. Well, I mean, I'm sticking with. Mom should get 15 to 25. He shouldn't get nothing under 50. And I think that,
listen, I agree with you. That sounds fair. The mom shouldn't see no like the mom. You gotta look at it like this. Usually, when you're an accomplice in a crime, depending on how much you play, that's what gets tricky. So if she basically instigated it and set it all up, and it was her idea type shit, then she should get more time than him, because that's in comparison to that's saying, okay, boom. I want somebody murdered, and I hire you to murder somebody. Now, at that point, that crime wouldn't have happened if I didn't pay you to do it. So the reality of it is most courts of law, they would give me more time than they gave you, who actually pulled the trigger, because it's my fault. So if she initiated it on some level, depending if they do that, she should actually get more time than him. She influenced her minor child to go do this fucking crime. So it could go as easy as, you know what? He killed 2 people, we gonna give you 30. 15 for each body. We gonna give you 15 for each body. They could say basically we'll sit there, they could factor it in, because they could be on smart 15 for each body. So let's say we gave you 10 for each body. We turned around and gave you what? We gave you another 10. We gave you another 6 for another 5 for the gun. We gave you 5 for the assault. That's your 30 right there. Mom, if none of this would have happened, and if you didn't assist a minor in the commission of a crime, so we gonna give you, we understand, the world. We gonna play the white card. We gonna give you 35. You only gonna do 5 more than your son.
But see, I think it should be a little deeper, because it's like, where'd you get the weapons from? You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing: if the mom got the guns for him, or if somebody else got the guns and sold him the guns, now you can actually you could throw straw purchase in there. You know what I'm saying?
And he could ultimately cut a deal.
Yeah, so it's a lot of different dynamics to it, man. I think the people need to definitely comment on the comments when they see this, and give their thoughts and opinions on what they think should happen as far as the amount of time.
This isn't a race argument. We're very clear and understanding of the whole, if he was black or whatever. We just talking about the law. Yeah. If he was tried fair and the system was fair, no matter what the color of your skin was. We going off of laws, factors, everything that's possibility in play. What should this boy get? Him and his mother, because she needs to be pulled in. I think no matter what they do to him, we need to protest after the fact, if that's the case, to get his mother prosecuted.
Yeah.
Shit, for real, where the fuck is his father? Where's his father? Because if he got anything to do with it, look, both the parents need to go. Grandparents, I don't give a fuck who it is. Brother, sister, whoever was involved needs to be under the microscope. It's just real shit.
Yeah. Well, look, man, we'll wrap this up. Y'all watch this, man. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Give your thoughts and your opinions on this situation and what y'all think the outcome should be. We definitely be playing it by ear, keeping an eye on it. You know what I'm saying? Seeing what happens, and we'll probably speak on it again, like after the trial and stuff is over. But man, Beer God, Sosa Soprano on here, Coutour podcast, man. We off it.
Yep.